Hello Dave is ad-free thanks to all you guys supporting the channel on Patreon. All income from donations and Patreon are used directly to upgrade cameras, light, microphones, software, things that allow me to produce more and better looking videos for you guys. All Patreons also get a discount at the merch store, and you have the option to get your name listed at the end of every video. So become a Patreon by following the link in the video description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave with Down to Earth Astronomy. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Let's have a look at what's been going on in Elite and what's going to come in the coming weeks. But before we actually dive into Elite, I have another thing I just quickly want to touch upon, and that is Everspace 2. You may be familiar with the first iteration, or first game in that series. Well, hopefully it's going to be a series. I also did an interview with one of the guys over on Gamescom when I was there about, was that 2 months ago now-ish? And they finally launched their Kickstarter campaign. It is not a sponsored video. They haven't asked me to shout them out or anything like that. I just really enjoyed the game when I was there. I think it was really fun, and I would really like to see where they can take it if they get a little bit more time. So if you're interested in space shooter with RPG loot kind of style games, then go over and have a look on Kickstarter. I think the most noticeable news this week, of course, is the open letter that was sent to Frontier by a group of people, a combination of content creators and tool makers, and leaders of larger communities in the game. They have written a letter, and it was sent to Frontier with a list of, it's not demands, it's more suggestions these are some of the things we would really like to see in the game. This is of course a reaction on the September update that introduced a lot of game-breaking bugs into the game, and for some people made the game pretty much actually unplayable. Some people couldn't even log in before, I think, about a week before things were sorted out. Some people have reached out to me and asked why I specifically didn't sign the letter, and there are multiple reasons why. First of all, I was actually part of the planning process in the early stages, and I should say here right at the beginning that I think a lot of the stuff in the letter is really, really good, and something that would definitely benefit the game, including more beta tests is the one that I think I'm the strongest advocate for. I mean, I would really like to see more beta tests. And I know that this is something Frontier's been considering. I hope they will also do it on the December update, but I know they are considering doing it on the 2020 update at least. During the early planning stages of what eventually led to this open letter, there was a discussion about what exactly should be done. And there were some people who were a little bit more cutthroat, just wanted to do a protest and just block starports in open, take down tools, that kind of thing. I personally would try to advocate for a more, I would say, constructive approach by taking directly contact to Frontier and talking to them that way. And eventually it ended up with this open letter, going out and putting some public pressure on Frontier. And that was one of the reasons why I ended up not signing the letter. It is that I would have liked to have seen a different approach if we were to go out and do something like that. But I think the major reason why I eventually decided not to sign was because I didn't want it to be one of those where now we take all these content creators and notable people in the community, and they're like the leaders of the Elite Dangerous community, and now they go out and talk kind of on behalf of the community. And I didn't really want to do that. I mean, I'm just an idiot with a camera who likes to play computer games, and I just happen to really, really enjoy Elite Dangerous. I record videos of it and I put it on YouTube. I'm an entertainer. I entertain you guys, I make tutorials, I make guides, but that doesn't mean that because I have a camera and like to talk into a microphone that I speak on behalf of the community. It's something we unfortunately see quite a lot, where people have a tendency to think that just because you have a large following on a social platform somewhere, that you then automatically also speak on behalf of all those followers. I can completely understand if there are people who are subscribed to my channel who are just here because I do guides and do tutorials and they want to have helpful information about how to progress in the game, but we may not agree about what is the best direction for the game to progress in the future. That is very, very likely. I mean, there's over 40,000 of you out there who have subscribed to this channel. There's a good chance that at least a few of you guys out there who may not agree with my views on where I think the game should go, and how to get there. So that's why when we get into situations like that, if somebody comes and asks me and said, like, what do you think? How do we make Elite a better game? Like, how do we make it the best game that it can be? I'll share my thoughts. I'll happily share my thoughts, just as anybody else. But I don't want to go out and then begin to speak on behalf of a larger community. I think that was one of the main reasons why I ultimately decided not to sign the letter. But I do know that when you have like known people in a community that goes out and do something like this, it carries more weight. And that's of course also why they reached out and asked if I wanted to take part. And when you have people and they know who they are and they are then like making a letter like this, of course it will get more attention, it will get more press, at least it will get more attention in the Elite community than if it was just like 5 guys who nobody has ever heard of who went out and said, we are really upset about this. Then it probably wouldn't have gotten the same amount of attention. And to be fair, the amount of attention it's gotten mean that Frontier has also taken it serious, which is really nice to see. And they've actually come out and begin to talk about what they're considering. But I have a sneaky suspicion that we haven't heard the last of this yet. I have a feeling that this is going to be an ongoing thing for the time to come. Finally, we just quickly need to talk about live streams. I, as usual, have no specific plans for what exactly is going to happen tomorrow. I've been considering either taking out my alt character out in Colonia, begin to unlock some engineers out there. Alternatively, I still have a ship build project back in the bubble, where I want to build an Anticino build, and I think maybe one of the reasons why I keep putting that project off and not really finishing it is because I'm maybe not too happy with the build as it is right now. So maybe I should consider moving to a completely different ship. I don't know. But I'm considering doing that and looking into Anticino builds again. And a third option, of course, is that we can go and finish up that shield testing software. I've been teaching you guys with this for a month now, I think, and we are so close to having a fully working program. We need to do a little bit more speed optimization, which would be the next step. So let me know in the comment section what you guys like to think. Should we run some engineers in Colonia? Should we do some Anticino builds? Should we write some more code and get that shield testing software done? Put it in the comment section and let me know what you like. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that. And until next time, I'll see you guys in space.